Association with.
Good evening and welcome to Belgrade. Astride the banks of the Danube River, the Serbian capital city covers 4% of the country's area and serves as home to 25% of the nation's population. Tonight, it's where Crvena Zvezda tip off against Fenerbahce of Istanbul. What a stretch it's been for Coach Bogdanović and Zvezda, as they have taken on the past 4 EuroLeague champions in their last 5 games. Round 12 saw Zvezda beat 2014 champions Maccabi Fox Tel Aviv 83-58 in the Aleksandar Nikolić Arena. In round 13, Zvezda lost on the road by 12 to the 2013 champions Olympiacos Piraeus. But the Star bounced back in round 14, where they took on the 2015 title holders Real Madrid. Holding on to their lead from late in the second quarter, Crvena Zvezda took home an 82-70 victory. Reigning champions CSKA were next in round 15. The Muscovites left Belgrade with an 11-point loss. Bogdan Kuzmic recorded his best performance of the season with 16 points and 10 rebounds. The two shining stars for Red Star this season are Serbian internationals Marko Simonovic and Bogdan Kuzmic. For Fenerbahce, Coach Obradović is also up against it. He's calling on consistency from his team after they became the second of only 4 teams to defeat CSKA. In round 14, Fenerbahce proved their mettle with a 75-apiece game. It went into overtime. Incredibly, Fener pulled off a massive 16-point win over the reigning champions. Fenerbahce's form did not last long, however, as they dropped a 9-point loss to Olympiacos in round 15. The Yellow Canaries came right back in round 16 with a win over an EA7 Armani Milano side. The Turkish team inflicted a 7-point loss on Milano, handing the Italians their 9th straight defeat. Ekpe Udoh played a key part in that game with 18 points, 8 rebounds, and a performance index rating of 23. Well, we're in the Aleksandar Nikolić Arena tonight as Crvena Zvezda play host to Fenerbahce in the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague. This is the continent of Europe's premier basketball competition. And we are on the outside looking in. This is the ticket to have tonight. There's no doubt about it. As you see this famous arena, the Aleksandar Nikolić Hall, it is a formidable place for visitors to come to. As you see the Crvena Zvezda players and new arrival Dion Thompson making their way into the arena. Certainly cold on the outside, but it'll be hot on the inside when we show you the live images of this electric venue. It's round 17 here in the regular season of the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague. There's Marko Simonovic, who's having an electric season this year for Red Star. And here come the visitors who arrived earlier today, Fenerbahce. They've all got the hats and the long coats because it's cold on the outside. And I dare say they're going to get a frosty reception when things kick off here live in this storied venue. And as promised, we are live now here in Belgrade in White City. It's regular season round 17 in the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague as Crvena Zvezda tip it off against Fenerbahce from Istanbul. Here's a look at the standings in the season thus far. You can see Fenerbahce sit in 5th position with a 10-6 record. And Crvena Zvezda in that coveted 8th position. They bring an 8-8 record into tonight's game. Remember, fans, the top 8 teams in this new format of the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague, the 17th edition of the modern EuroLeague, the top 8 teams qualify for the playoffs. And it looks like a nervous group of fans there, but look at this venue. It has been packed to the rafters from well before tip-off. They love their basketball in this part of the world. As we show you results from earlier in the round, Unix Kazan with a strong performance from Keith Langford, won against Brosa Bamberg. Darüşşafaka beat Baskonia at home by 9 points. The fans here resplendent in their red and white. Of course, Crvena Zvezda means Red Star. And they make their 4th appearance at the top table of European basketball. Here's a man who's leading from the front, Marko Simonovic, with a Olympic silver medal around his neck from the summer. In his 4th Turkish Airlines EuroLeague season, had 14 points and 3 rebounds last week as Crvena Zvezda beat reigning champions CSKA in the Compact Arena. And you can see an array of skills from the Serbian international. And now back to live shots here in the arena. As you can see, the profile here of Simonovic. He's had a fantastic couple of years. You're getting a look at what has been his best season so far. Averages close to 13 points. Typically, Simonovic has been a role player. He's a guy who comes off the bench, does a little bit here and there for you. He can guard any of 4 positions. He'll do a little bit of rebounding, a little bit of dirty work. He's never really been a scorer, and so he is having what is no doubt his most illustrious year in his career. And now, across from Simonovic, here is Ekpe Udoh, enjoying his 2nd EuroLeague season. He was a regular season round 4 MVP. And here's a flashback at Ekpe Udoh in the previous meeting between tonight's 2 teams back in round 11. The big American was instrumental in the Fenerbahce defense with 5 huge blocks, stopping Crvena Zvezda dead in their tracks. Udoh dominated on both ends of the floor, throwing in a game-high 15 points, including 5 from 7 2-point field goals. And the performance saw him set a career-high performance index rating of 34. Udoh's impressive performance meant he was awarded the Adidas Player of the Game. And back to live images here in the Aleksandar Nikolić Arena. Here's a look at the numbers for Ekpe Udoh, averaging 12 points on 30 minutes per game, so he'll get plenty of action in this one, and he'll also do work on the backboard. So just under 8 rebounds for the man from Edmond, Oklahoma. And what a great shot that is, as the Crvena Zvezda fans turning up in their number. Well, last year, of course, Fenerbahce, as we look at the combined officiating crew from Germany, Greece, and the Czech Republic, respectively, Fenerbahce advanced to the Final 4 of this competition last year. They lost to Real Madrid in the semis in Berlin. As for Crvena Zvezda, they lost to CSKA in the playoffs, and we know CSKA went on to claim the title in 2016. The players just going through a couple more minutes of warming up. We'll bring you the introductions here as the courtside announcer will bring the players onto the floor. We're just moments away from tipping it off here in round 17 of the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague. Here's a look at the lineup for Crvena Zvezda, led in scoring, of course, by Marko Simonovic. But Ognjen Kuzmic will do his bit. He averages a shade under 10 points per game. And the new arrival, down the bottom of the list, Milko Bjelica, averages 8.5 points. There is Pero Antic. Antic, no stranger to this part of the world. He was at Crvena Zvezda for 2 years between 2005 and 2007. Here are the Fenerbahce lineup, led in scoring by Udoh, but the point guard Bobby Dixon averages an 11.5 points per game. He'll have the ball in the hands a lot, as will Kostas Slukas, who averages 11.5 points per game. Right on cue, there is Slukas. And it's a welcome home of sorts as well for some of the Fenerbahce players. That one there, Nikola Kalinic, number 33, plays for the Serbian national team, as does Bogdanović, who's back from full fitness, having missed over 12 games this year. So great to see Bogdanović back. Here's the new man, Dion Thompson, just arrived from Galatasaray. And so he gets a warm welcome from the faithful fans here in Belgrade. If you haven't yet bet to the Combank Arena or the Aleksandar Nikolić Hall, put it high on your list of sporting venues. It is a fabulous atmosphere here as Coach Bogdanović will meet Coach Obradović at midcourt as they embrace and share a memento of tonight's game. Well, these two teams last met back in round 11. Fenerbahce won that game by 15 points, 87-72. Of course, this is a different game, a different proposition, as many teams who come here find this a formidable place to play indeed. Fans, we're now going to get you inside the changing rooms from earlier tonight.
Okay, we have to play smart tonight. We need to have a good concentration. Defensively, offensive, 40 minutes. In defense to control the offensive rebound, to play control defense.
The sentiments there of Coach Dejan Radonjic. In 2015, he was the Adriatic League Coach of the Year from Podgorica, Montenegro originally. He's a six-time Montenegrin League and Cup champion with Budnox Podgorica. And now to the other side, the Fenerbahce locker room.
Flick pass, so protect the ball, and three perimeter players. Take good decision. This is very important. No easy basket in transition for them. Okay.
Well, quick thoughts indeed from a man who needs no introduction in this part of the world, Coach Željko Obradović. He has 8 EuroLeague titles with 4 different clubs: Panathinaikos, Badalona, Juventud from Barcelona, Real Madrid, and of course, from this part of the world, Partizan Belgrade, the crosstown rivals of Red Star. Well, all kinds of little stories which make this game ever so tasty. There'll be internationals from Serbia on both sides of the ball. There'll be players who played at this club. Pero Antic has one. Nikola Kalinic also played here. They'll line out with the blue and yellow colors of Fenerbahce tonight. And there are the two masters, Obradović on the right and Radonjic on the left. Well, these two teams have met on 5 separate occasions since the modern EuroLeague commenced back in 2000. It's bad news for Crvena Zvezda fans, as Fenerbahce have won all 5 of the previous meetings between these two teams, including the last one back in round 11, when Fenerbahce won comfortably by 15 points on the back of 15 points from Ekpe Udoh and 14 points from Jan Vasily. But just think about this for a second, fans, because Crvena Zvezda are a difficult proposition at home. Their home record is 5-3, which is not bad. But listen to who Crvena Zvezda have beaten here on their home hardwood. In round 3, they beat prior champions Barcelona in the Combank Arena. Barca won this competition in 2010. In round 8, they beat EA7 Armani Milano here in Combank Arena. As you get a look at the starting 5 for Crvena Zvezda, Milan won this competition back-to-back in 87 and 88. In round 12, as we showed you in our opening montage, they beat Maccabi Tel Aviv right here in the Aleksandar Nikolić Arena. Maccabi won the competition in 2014. It was Real Madrid in round 14 who fell here at Crvena Zvezda. Madrid won it in 2015. And then in round 15, of course, CSKA Moscow fell victim to Crvena Zvezda in the Combank Arena. As you look at the starting 5 for the visitors tonight, Belgrade, not the very nice place to come if you are coming from the road. And there is Bogdan Bogdanović. Serbian fans will love the fact that he is back fit, but we'll see what type of reception he receives tonight in front of his countrymen. Of course, Bogdanović played for Partizan before he made his way to Fenerbahce. Well, Fenerbahce are having a wonderful period in their club history. They've been to back-to-back EuroLeague Final Fours in 2015 in Madrid, in 2016 in Berlin. And they are a team which is loaded with talent. As for Crvena Zvezda, they have a deep basketball pedigree themselves. They're 2-time Adriatic League champions in 2015 and 2016. And one thing you can say about Serbian players is they don't fear anybody. They are hard-nosed, and they will compete right down to their toenails. What great images here in this arena. Built in 1977, it hosted the EuroLeague final in '77, when Maccabi defeated the Italian club Varese. We pause now to honor the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague theme song. Well, fans, let me tell you, the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague theme song was played here in the arena. You couldn't hear it due to the din of noise from the fans here, who are really making their presence known. And somebody really should tell the fans, hey guys, the game hasn't started yet, because they are in mid-game form, and you wonder if they're going to have the energy to go 40 minutes here in round 17 of the regular season of the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague. Well, fans, remember, you can follow all of the live in-game statistics on the EuroLeague website. It's allthews.euroleague.net. Well, the referee steps into the center circle. The ball's in the air. We are underway. The first possession to Crvena Zvezda in the white uniforms with the red flashes, as Fenerbahce settle into man-to-man defense. Mitrovic wants the ball on the low block. Into Kuzmic. Kuzmic left it short, second effort, that's no good. And Kuzmic really asserting himself early on here. Slightly annoyed that he couldn't convert, but good determined work inside here by the center. You can see the offensive rebound, and he just explodes through the outstretched hands of Udoh. The foul came on the rebound, not in the act of shooting. Great pass inside, and Uzmic lays it up and in. The assist from Stefan Jovic. A little bounce pass to lead the big fella to the rack. And first blood to Red Star. Here's Bogdanović under a chorus of boos. Dixon will get in the lane, and he draws the foul. Well, that answers the question, what type of reception will Bogdanović get when he touches the ball? A shower of boos. Bobby Dixon will toe the line for our first free throws this evening. Bobby Dixon is a naturalized Turkish player. He also plays for Turkey. And when he naturalized for Turkey, he chose the name of Ali Muhammad Ali, who was one of his role models and idols when he was growing up as a young sportsman in the US. Dixon from Chicago, Illinois originally. It's honors even. Each team with a possession, both teams with 2 points. And 2 more for Kuzmic. Well, the big fella got his big shoes up and down the floor and got the easy 2. Look at the defense of Crvena Zvezda getting right up and getting in the footwork of the offensive players. Bobby Dixon lets fly with our first 3 of the evening. That's no good. Mitrovic directing traffic. He wants Kuzmic to post up his international team teammate Bogdanović and scores. Well, Kuzmic and Bogdanović both represent their native country of Serbia. They will have gone against each other many times in practice. And Kuzmic comes up the better of the 2 there. Smooth shot by Datome. And the Italian international with his first basket of the night. Good catch and release behind the screen of Udoh. And he acknowledges the bench. Kuzmic wants another touch. Now he'll come out and offer himself as a screener. Down the lane, the pass was deflected. Good defense by Datome. Here's Datome on the wing. He'll stop. Move it on to Dixon. Good cross-court pass by Datome. But Dixon draws iron on his 3 attempt. Kuzmić looking for a guard. Touch pass inside to Mitrovic, and he powers it up and in. Got good tempo here early on by both teams. Crvena Zvezda lead by 3, and we've played 3 minutes here in the Combank Arena. I beg your pardon, the Aleksandar Nikolić Hall. I'm confused by it because it's such a din of noise here. Should know where I am. Udoh knows where he is. He's inside the halo. And he's tripped by Kuzmić on his way to the basket. Little touch pass, high-low from Bogdanović. And you can see the guys with the big shoes got tangled up with each other. The first foul on Ognjen Kuzmić. Well, Ekpe Udoh in just his second EuroLeague season. This year was a round 4 MVP in the regular season. And last year was an all EuroLeague second team selection. He nets 1 of 2 in his trip to the line. Fenerbahce just extends some pressure up the floor, a little man pressure. Handled easily by Jovic. The horn set. Jovic around Kuzmic's screen, delayed dribble into Kuzmić! And Kuzmić says, "Thank you very much." With Ognjen Kuzmić been a focal point of the offense here for Crvena Zvezda early on. Slukas spins. Slukas, will it count? The German referee says no, the contact was before the act of shooting. The foul is on Dangubić. Slukas rides the ball screen of Udoh, and it's another foul here on Dangubić, so he's picked up 2 very quickly. Will he stay in the game, or will Coach Radonjic take him out? Not a lot in that, really. And I can understand his frustration, because he doesn't want to get hung up on that screen as he tries to fight around the pick of Udoh. He's gonna have to do it again. Slukas to Tome, extra pass to Dixon. Udoh from the elbow. Good spacing by Fenerbahce. Great sharing in the basketball, but the 3 rims out from Slukas. Jovic calls his own number. That strikes the back of the rim. Extra pass to the corner to Tome. Count it! GG Tome. Perfect 2 for 2 from three-point land tonight. And he draws Fenerbahce 2 within 1. Jovic trying to shake free from Bob Dixon. Dangubić will let fly for his 3. That's velvet. Well, Dangubić will forget about those 2 fouls he committed now. Nemanja Dangubić with his first 3 of the evening. Bogdanovic's pass deflected by Jovic. Look at the hustle. Bodies on the deck. Well, Crvena Zvezda are nothing short of tenacious on defense. They're renowned for it. And look at the hustle. First it's Jovic, second man in is Dangubić. And possession still in the hands of Fenerbahce, as you see what that 3 means to the local fans. Baby jump shot from Bogdanović. He gets some love from the rim. It'll be his basket, not Udoh's. And Fener are within 2 as we pass the midway mark of the opening stanza. Jenkins to Kuzmić. Kuzmić, his left-handed layup missed. Now Slukas wants the screen. Bounce pass intended for Udoh, picked up by Jenkins. Instead, it's a 2-on-2. Can Jenkins convert in transition? Oh, it just falls softly off the rim. Jenkins with a little Euro step to attack the basket. He draws the foul here on Slukas. There's the contact. And And the ball just wouldn't find the bottom for Jenkins. Well, Coach Obradović is a fiery character. You can't have a weak temperament if you play for him. And we're going to get a break in the action here now as both sets of players will go to their benches. It's been a fabulous start to this one in round 17 of the regular season in the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague. A little bit of classical music and poetry here in the intermission. And the fans really enjoying themselves here. Here's a look at some highlights from the opening minutes. It's been Kuzmic who's been the focal point of Crvena Zvezda's offense. All of his points coming from inside the halo. And he's got a couple of rebounds to match his offensive total as well. At some stage, he'll have to come out, and we'll see how Crvena Zvezda will reshape their offense. Right now, they lead by 2. And Kuzmic has 8 of their 13 points. You get a look at Bobby Dixon. So it'll be Jenkins to throw it twice here from the free throw line. Charles Jenkins, the 27-year-old American, in his 4th EuroLeague season. It's his 2nd stint with the club. Was with Crvena Zvezda from 2013 to 2015. Went to Armani Milano last year for a handful of games, and he's made his way back here to Belgrade, known as White City. And it's at the confluence of 2 rivers, the Danube, I beg your pardon, the Danube and the Sava River. Just having the lead official here check with the table. We sort out a technical issue. Belgrade home to 1.3 million people. And home to 2 basketball clubs that play in the Adriatic League, Partizan and Red Star. Jenkins nets the 2nd free throw. Dixon will walk it across the midcourt stripe. Dixon finds space. Good movement by Bobby Dixon. He found good space on the floor, and he nets his 3. His first 3-point basket of the evening. Jenkins dispossessed by Dixon. Good defense by Bobby Dixon. And now Fenerbahce with the chance to get their first lead of the evening. You can see how Kuzmic really playing soft defense on Udoh on the perimeter. Bogdanović with a step back 3, rattles home the triple, and Fenerbahce have got their first lead of the night. There's a step back release by Bogdanović, and it rattles home. Fener by 2. Jovic calls Kuzmic. And a touch foul here by James Denali, who's just checked into the game. Denali's going to protest his innocence, as you would imagine. It's the hand contact right there, so the trail referee just trying to clean up the game. Referees don't like hand checking as Simonovic comes in off the bench. So Radonic, Coach Radonic bringing the star in off the bench. And so stepping in is Branko Lazic. As both coaches mix up their 5s. Jenkins, lucky to hang on again. Well, Jenkins has got grease on his hands, but he's able to knock down the three. He's annoyed with himself because he can't hang on to the basketball. But when you shoot it like that, it doesn't matter. 17 each. Jan Vesely in the game for Fener. Oh, look away pass from Bogdanović into Ekpe Udoh. And Udoh acknowledges the pass. That's Udoh's first score tonight. And there it is again. Now Nikolić picked up 2 early fouls. And Bogdanović just telling him, look, you got to keep your hands off your defender. It's just the slightest of touches. And so now Nikolić is going to have to take a big step off of Jovic. American Nate Walters comes in his first season with Red Star. Nikola Kalinic gets a round of applause here from the Serbian fans, no doubt due to his service for the national team. Right now you got 4 internationals on the floor, 4 Serbian internationals. Jenkins kicks, Walters probes, Walters is runner, short, and Dixon gathers the loose ball for Fenerbahce. Jan Vesely with his first touch in the low post. Going to try to exploit his size advantage over Simonovic. That's an unkind matchup for Simonovic, and good recognition by Fenerbahce. Jan Vesely stands 2 meters 13, and Marcos Simonovic stands 2 meters 3, so easy score inside for Jan Vesely. And this brings a timeout from Coach Radonjic. Well, Fenerbahce, with the 4-point lead, established their largest lead of the evening. And just good tactical basketball by Fener as they spot the mismatch and give a touch to Jan Vesely. And here's Coach Dejan Radonjic just plying his trade on the sidelines. A 45-year-old from Podgorica originally. He's led Crvena Zvezda to Serbian and Adriatic League championships in back-to-back years, 2015 and 2016. This year, Crvena Zvezda right now sitting in that 8th position with an 8-8 record, trying to lift it now and pick up one more win here at home. They're 5-3 at home. And Crvena Zvezda enjoyed 2 homes. This, the Aleksandar Nikolić Arena. This arena seats just over 5,000 fans. Combank Arena, a little less intimate with 23,000 seats. But this, the spiritual home of the club. Combank Arena, much newer. And so Fenerbahce now find themselves in team fouls. And this sends Nate Walters to the free throw line. 25-year-old American knocks down the first free throw in his first EuroLeague season. He's from St. Cloud, Minnesota originally. He was a 3-time first-team All-Summit League player when he plays collegiate basketball at South Dakota State. Walters now trying to stay close to Bobby Dixon. Vesely still guarded by Simonovic. Bogdanović swallowed up by Jenkins. He's in a double team. Now, shot clock running down. Dixon has to let it fly. It's no good. Kalinic keeps it alive. Well, that is what Nikola Kalinic is all about. Effort and energy. And now the touch to Vesely. Vesely surveys the floor. Not the best of options from Jan Vesely, but he scores it. Well, usually when you get a guy who has a 10-centimeter advantage over his defender, he'll try to get to the basket, but Vesely settles for the jump shot and scores it. And this is where Simonović has an advantage over Vesely. He's going to take him out to the perimeter. Now, Jan Vesely's an outstanding athlete. He won't mind stepping out to the perimeter. Just a little, the hardest skill to do defensively, a closeout. He couldn't get his body shape right before Simonović attacked him on the dribble. Marko Simonović, what a passage it's been the last couple of years for him in his personal career. In 2014, he was with the Serbian team when they were at the World Cup in Spain. They lost to the Americans in the final. They took the silver medal. And then in 2016, in the Rio Olympics, Simonović also won a silver medal. Again, the Serbians losing in the final. Jenkins picks the pocket of Bogdanović, headmans it to Walters, and Walters will lay it up and in. We're knotted up at 23 each with less than a minute to play here in the first quarter. Here's Dixon now. There's about a 7-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Crvena Zvezda are in the penalty. They don't want to foul. Walter staying close to the ball. Kalinic. He'll let fly with a three. That's too strong. Vesely keeps it alive. Great hustle by Vesely. The fans want a backdoor call, a backcourt call. It's not. Kalinic lets fly, and that is wayward. Well, just to talk you through this, Vesely kept the ball alive, and the Serbian fans want a backcourt call, but because it was a loose ball, there's no clear possession, and this is exactly as what the German referee is explaining to Coach Radonic. So Vesely tipped it, and in the estimation of the referees, there was no clear possession, loose ball, and so it's 23 each, honors even at the end of the first quarter. Well, highlights here from the first quarter. It's 23-all at the end of 10 minutes of play. Ognjen Kuzmic was influential early on. He had 8 points in the first 6 minutes of the quarter. The leading scorer right now for Crvena Zvezda. Gigi Ditome with 2 3-point shots mean he is the leading scorer for Fenerbahce. Just a perfect start to this round 17 game. Fans right in it from the start. And the players playing beautiful basketball, sharing it, moving it, spacing. Bobby Dixon with his outside game. He has 5 points. And Bogdanović with a delightful pass inside to Udoh. A homecoming for Bogdan Bogdanović. There it is. Crvena Zvezda, translated into Red Star in English. And their fans certainly adding to the atmosphere here in this one. Uptown Mamba, that is the left shoulder of Bobby Dixon. Here's a look at the tail of the game so far. Crvena Zvezda, 58% from inside the arc, but look at Fenerbahce, they haven't missed a shot inside the arc, a perfect 4 for 4. Fenerbahce break huddle first, and they want to get back onto the floor. Fenerbahce come out with Kalinic, Vesely, Kostas Slukas will be at the point. Ekpe, Udoh, and James Nanali round out the starting 5 for Fenerbahce, who have the first possession. Alley-oop! Vesely couldn't quite contort his body to finish. Crvena Zvezda come out with Simonović, Bjelica, Walters, Marko Guduric, and Branko Lazic, the starting 5 for Crvena Zvezda. Walters, good catch. Now shot clock running down. It's going to try and break down. Slukas moves it on one more. Step back 3 on the way, just off the mark. As Kalinic gathers the rebound for Fenerbahce. Guduric with the miss. Branko Lazic here with the foul. Good up fake by Guduric to carve out some space for himself. Couldn't convert. And Kalinic draws the foul here on Lazic. Kalinic just giving Lazic a little tap on the back as they walk down on the offensive end of the floor. Look at the defense of Crvena Zvezda. Walters trying to get around the screen from Udoh. Slukas had to force that shot. It's off the mark, and we've yet to get a basket here at the start of the second quarter. Simonovic! Oh, Simonovic picks up the third foul here on James Nunnally. And this is the move of a veteran. Nunnally's going to have to make his way off the floor. Simonovic just draws the contact on Nunnally. Maybe enhances things ever so slightly. So James Nunnally, welcome to the Aleksandar Nikolić Arena. It's been a tough couple of minutes for the American. He's got 3 fouls. And he finds himself now in Pine City. We won't see him again until the second half. Nunnally with 3 minutes of play, no points, and 3 fouls. Simonovic just trying to add to the misery here of poor James Nunnally. Simonovic from Pristina, Kosovo originally. As well as his EuroLeague experience, he has 7 seasons of Euro Cup action. So, Zvezda lead by 3 here as they get the opening points of the second quarter. Dixon finds Bogdanović on the wing. Into Udoh in the low post. Udoh's going to text the defense here of Bjelica. And the baseline referee's got Bjelica for a foul. There it is right there. So Milko Bjelica just creates the contact. He has to hold his ground. Now he cannot initiate contact. The referee's spot on with that call. Dixon's pass deflected by Walters, so Fenerbahce will retain possession here. It'll be sideline out of bounds for the Yellow Canaries. It's the Yellow Canaries of Fenerbahce against Red Star. Sometimes Red Star just called the nickname the Star. Bogdanović catches and shoots. What a thing of beauty. Bogdanović, just a terrific demonstration of catch and shoot basketball. Had to pivot and square up and let it fly. Simonovic to the rack. He's blocked, but Bjelica picks up the loose trash and finishes off the play. Oh, great little bounce pass from Vesely to Udoh. Udoh on a deep basket cut. Says thank you. Vesely and the big men, they look out for each other. When the guards give it to you, look for the other big man. Man, don't give it back to the guards. You might never see it again. Dribble drive. And one. Branko Lazic with the left-handed dribble. Lays it up and in. Here's Lazic. Gets the faintest of contacts from Bogdanović. Tome got beat on the dribble drive. Bogdanović comes over to help out, and Lazic nets the deuce. Lazic tacks on the and one. His 4th EuroLeague season. And Crvena Zvezda lead by 3. Neither team has led by more than 4 so far in this one. Pass inside, the finger roll by Udoh. Ekpe Udoh having an influence here in the second quarter. Udoh has 7. It's now Dixon's turn to draw the eye of the referee. To be fair, the referees have been ever so consistent now. Any kind of hand contact, any hand checking on the perimeter. And the referees are picking the players up on it. Walters, his pass was intended for Bjelica, broken up. Bogdanović moves it on to Tome. Into the short corner. Udoh's gonna go to work. Rises with the left hand, and the jump hook wouldn't fall. Udoh gets to the halo, and then extends with the left-handed jump hook, and you can see what Radonic thinks about that. You know, when players get that deep, the result usually is bad for the defensive team. Udoh short on that free throw. Udoh, just a 65% free throw shooter on the season. Walters took the ball right out of the hands of Bjelica. The hesitation, the little teardrop runner from Walters. Nate Walters with his first basket of the evening. Tome. Oh, Tome's perfect from three-point land. The Italian international 3 for 3. He's got 9 points on the night. And he's yet to miss a shot from behind the arc. Here's Simonovic. He left his shot short. Bjelica with all kinds of time to look at a three. That's long. And Vasily clears the board for Fenerbahce. Tome gets in the lane. And couldn't quite put enough English on it to convert. Guduric with the foul. And you can see the fans resplendent in their red and white. Udoh's going to step out to be replaced here by Kalinic. This sends Tome to the line. Gigi Tome in his 7th EuroLeague season. He's played for Italian clubs L'Automatico Roma and Montepaschi Siena. Was an Italian League MVP back in 2013 before he left to go abroad. He makes both free throws. So, some pressure up the floor. It's a 2-2-1 press by Fenerbahce. Handled easily by Crvena Zvezda. Jovic now back in the game for Red Star. Fenerbahce go from press to man-to-man defense. Jenkins back in the game. Kuzmic back in the game. And Kuzmic gets a touch. Now this is a good matchup. Kuzmic and Vesely. And Vesely does enough to contest the shot to force the miss. Fener lead by 3 as we hit the midway mark of the second quarter. A reaching foul here on Jenkins. It looks like Jenkins and Bogdanović have clashed heads. You can see here, there it is, just there. Let's hope the players are okay. In this modern era, concussion always a worry. So we take a break in the action here. Let's hope that Bogdanović, well, Bogdanović is looking for the physio. Instead, he runs into Coach Obradović, who gives him a stern talking to. Just the 4th game for Bogdanović. He's been out for 12 games, injured. And great to see him back. He was able to play last week against Armani Milano. Didn't score. He got 11 minutes of play as he starts his period of play after his recovery. So great to see Bogdanović back in the action. He's a burgeoning young talent, really a terrific player. Bogdanović, drafted in the first round in 2014 of the NBA draft by the Phoenix Suns. So a young player with a bright future. So the fans really trying to disturb the concentration of Bogdanović, and they did. Doesn't get any love from his countrymen here in an arena he will know well. Bogdanović makes the second. Played with Partizan Belgrade right here in this arena from 2012 to 2014. Some zone defense now from Fenerbahce. It's our first zone of the evening, and they look to trap out of it. So Coach Obradović just changing his defensive look. And we'll see if Fenerbahce stay in the zone, or they're showing a bit of man now. And so they've changed defense to man. Jovic slides a pass to Kuzmic. Kuzmic kicks to Jenkins. Shot clock running down. Jenkins has to let fly, and that's no good. And it's the presence of Vesely now, which has neutralized the influence of Kuzmic. Kuzmic had to kick it out. Dixon across the midcourt stripe. Dixon lets fly over Simonovic. Jenkins gathers the rebound. Jovic gets in the lane, and he shows Kuzmic how to score over Vesely. The teardrop for Jovic, nothing but net. Bogdanović blocked by Kuzmic, ball still alive. Great defense by Kuzmic. Jenkins just inside the arc, got it. Well, it's 37 each on a great defensive play by Ognjen Kuzmic. Here's the block by Kuzmic, and it strikes the backboard to stay in play. And then Jenkins does the rest. His mid-range jumper knots it up at 37 each. Looking at Coach Obradović, he's always so animated, and he's often irritated. He's such an exacting coach. He knows the game inside and out, but he is a taskmaster. There's no doubt about that. As I mentioned in my opening comments, he has 8 EuroLeague titles with 4 different clubs: Panathinaikos, Partizan, Badalona, and Real Madrid. 2-time EuroLeague Coach of the Year in 2007 and 2011. And Fenerbahce went to him to try to lead them to the promised land. He's been close twice with Fenerbahce. They've been back-to-back Final Four appearances in 2015 and 2016 respectively. And so Fener are knocking on the door of their first EuroLeague title. So the measure of a good timeout now, can you come out and execute a good offense? Kalinic spins in the lane. Kalinic, he scores. over Kuzmic and says to Bogdanović, what's the problem? Ognian Kuzmic stands 2.14 meters, a real presence at the back of the Crvena Zvezda defense. Jenkins now, deep three from Jenkins. That hits the back of the rim, and Kuzmic with the offensive rebound and lays it up and in. Ognian Kuzmic, he has 10 points and 3 rebounds. Kalinić, you can see Kuzmic really daring Kalinić to shoot it. Nikola Kalinić can stroke it, and he makes me a prophet. Nikola Kalinić with a 3. This will force Kuzmic now to step closer to Kalinić on the perimeter. Smart play by Kalinić as he recognized the scoring opportunity. Simonovic will try his hand at a 3. That's long. Dixon in the open floor. Bogdanović fans out and gives it back to Dixon in the corner. Datome, in and out. Datome's first miss of the evening. Simonovic maybe forcing things a little bit. Quick release by Simonovic. Now Fenerbahce with a chance to pick up what would be their largest lead of the evening with a basket this trip down the floor. Sluk is trying to find space, does. Pulls the trigger on an elbow jump shot, no good. And look how Datome hustles after the long rebound. Well, great hustle by Datome. And Dion Thompson now, the new arrival at the club, steps in for his first action of the night. Thompson came over from Galatasaray. And the Californian now gets on the floor for the first time this evening. Thompson gets right into the mix, kicks to Simonovic, and Simonovic finally lifts his hands to the rafters in relief. He knocks it up at 42 all. And after missing his last 2 shots, the last 2 trips down the floor, Simonovic shows his shooter's confidence and lets it fly. Well, Simonovic has 8 points. Most of them coming from the free throw line. And that is his first basket of the evening. Was 0 for 3 up until that point. And that shows you a real shooter's mentality. Shoot to get hot and shoot to stay hot. What a fantastic game we have here in Belgrade, the capital city of Serbia. Right now, there's nothing between the two teams. 42 all. Great to see the young fans here, seeing the legends, Obradović and the up-and-coming coaches. Somebody needs to tell those young ladies the home colors are red and white. They got black and white, the colors of Partizan. Well, less than a minute to play here in the opening half of this one. Fenerbahce won the game in round 11. They won comfortably in Istanbul by 15. That was a long time ago. Good defense by Crvena Zvezda as they get in passing lanes. Datome tries to get contact. Well, great defense by Charles Jenkins, who walled up and held his ground against Datome. We'll see how Crvena Zvezda handles this. There's a good defense there by Jenkins as he forced Datome to the baseline. And Coach Radonjic wants to take a timeout. The worry about taking a timeout here is you're going to bring your team in and you're going to talk them through what you want to do offensively, but it gives your opponents, in this case Fenerbahce, a chance to change the defense. Sometimes you're almost better, and who am I to tell Coach Radonjic, but sometimes you're better just to let your team play on the fly. There's Kuzmic with his 10 points and Datome with 11. 3 for 4 from behind the arc. And throw in 2 free throws, so strong performance here from both of those players. Vesely having a chat with Kalinic to see how they're going to defend this. There's 26 ticks left on the game clock, so there's a 2-second differential between shot clock and game clock. And we'll see how Crvena Zvezda approach this last possession now. Will they go deep in the shot clock, or will they just take the first good look? Will Fener come out in man-to-man defense? Jovic gets it across half court, guarded by Kalinic. Shot clock under 10. Now Jovic wants the high ball screen, gets it from Thompson. Thompson down the lane. Thompson! Oh, perfect execution by the high screen and roll. Now, can Fener respond? Well, the hopeful 3 was on the way, but it was off the mark. So kudos to Coach Radonjic, who calls a effective timeout and gets the last basket of the first half for Crvena Zvezda. There's your halftime score, 44-42 here in Belgrade. Well, fans, stay with us now as we bring you halftime analysis. The first, the sentiments of Ognjen Kuzmic.
In first half, but Fenerbahce, Bogdanović and Datome were very motivated.
Okay.
We saw very big battle. Bogdanović and Datome, they played very good. They were very motivated.
I mean, they are playing good so far, and I mean, we are playing good, so we just have to keep playing defense, and that's it.
Thank you.
Well, the thoughts there of Ognjen Kuzmic as you see the score, 44-42, and I think what's most representative of that quick interview was Kuzmic couldn't even hear the courtside journalist who was right next to him. Just shows you how loud the atmosphere. Live images now as we get a look at the matchup between Kuzmic and Ekpe Udoh. Kuzmic with 10 points, all of them from the inside. And they haven't actually played against each other one-to-one. Ekpe Udoh with 8 points. Kuzmic has found himself guarded by Jan Vesely. And keep an eye on that matchup for you. But both players with strong first half performances. As we get a look here at the foul situation, it's James Denali who's got himself in a spot of bother. He picked up those 3 fouls in 3 minutes of play and then promptly found himself rooted to the bench. We'll see if he can get himself back in the action here for Fenerbahce. You can see the players just going through their warm-up now after the halftime intermission. Datome with 11 points. He's 3 for 4 from behind the rainbow. 9 points and a couple of free throws. Kuzmic with 10. And Serbian fans will be delighted to see that man there at the bottom, Bogdanović, who has 9 points. He's playing just his 4th game in the EuroLeague this season, missed 12 games of the season due to injury, just his 2nd week back. And so good time for Bogdanović to return here to Belgrade, where he played for Partizan Belgrade for a couple of seasons. And that man there, Nikola Kalinic, no stranger to this arena as well. Played with Crvena Zvezda for 1 season in 2014-2015 before he headed to the enchanting city of Istanbul. Bogdan Bogdanović, a native of Belgrade. So you wonder if any of his friends called to say, hey, how about a couple of tickets? I can't root for you, but I'd love a few freebies if you can. Here is Coach Obradović.
Mr. Obradović, this is second game against Crvena Zvezda in this season of EuroLeague, but this one is completely different, that game from Istanbul.
Yeah, it's a very tough game, one-point game, one-position game. Will be, I believe, tough until the end.
What do you have to do in second half?
To play better defense. Some moments we don't play good defense.
Thank you.
The sentiments there of Coach Obradović. We hope to get you the thoughts of Coach Radonic, the journalist there pointing out to the game in round 11 where Fenerbahce won in Istanbul by 15 points. But of course, this is a much different game and a much closer game, at least for the first 20 minutes.
Mr. Radonic, your players did a good job in first half. How did you see this game in first half?
Excuse me?
Your players, they played very good in first half. What do you have to do in second?
We need to continue with the control of offensive rebounds for them. They must try to contest their shots. They made 7 threes, and of course we must try to play smart in offense, especially if they switch in defense.
Thank you.
Turkish Airlines. 7 days. Udoh Group. Turkey Home. And Adidas. Official global sponsors in association with the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague.
Well, Coach Radonic mentioned that he wants his team to contest shots better in the second half. Crvena Zvezda allowed 7 3-point shots from Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce was 7 for 16 from behind the arc for a 43% shooting percentage. It's not outstanding, it's pretty good, but conceding as many as 7 has obviously drawn the attention of the head coach for Crvena Zvezda. By contrast, his team have shot just 2 for 5 from behind the arc. Of course, Kuzmic has been a focal point of their offensive attack, and most of those points coming from inside. Well, the players now making their way onto the floor. Fenerbahce in the blue uniforms and Crvena Zvezda in the red and white. A very warm welcome to any fans just joining us now for the second half. You've missed an outstanding first half. And a welcome back to anyone who was with us throughout the opening action. Both of these teams come into tonight's game in outstanding form. Crvena Zvezda coming off a 3-0 win streak. And Fenerbahce have won 3 of their last 4. Crvena Zvezda come out with Jovic, Jenkins, Thompson, Simonovic, and Dangubic. Pass intended for Thompson, who was open, broken up by Fenerbahce. Good defense. Fener respond with Udoh, Datome, Dixon, Slukas, and Bogdanović to start the second half. Foul here on Stefan Jovic. There's the reach. Jovic will be happy. He'll accept that foul gratefully, as long as he commits the foul before Datome gets the shot up. Slukas weaving, trying to find space, lost the handle. Who comes up with it? Udoh had it momentarily. He looks like he might have jammed a finger. Udoh looks injured. Jenkins, will they go to Thompson in the low post? They do, and Thompson's shot is short. And Ekpe Udoh really looks like he's struggling right now. It's his right hand. Let's see if he tries to soldier on here or if Obradović sends a substitute to the scorer's table. He caught the ball very gingerly. Now he's trying his ball handling, Udoh. Slukas, shot clock running down. Great defense by Crvena Zvezda as they forced the 24-second shot clock violation. And there it is, Udoh. Looks like it might be the thumb. And you hope it's not dislocated. Common injury in basketball, but Udoh not signaling to the bench for a substitute. Gonna try and play through it. Here's Jenkins, open like church on Sunday in the corner. Got it! Well, Jenkins was all by himself in the corner. He knocks down a corner three-pointer. And Crvena Zvezda with 5. That matches their largest lead of the game. Look at the defense. Dixon to Udoh. Udoh rises. Nothing wrong with that hand. Udoh has a little look over to the bench, but he doesn't signal for a sub. Had to convert that as the shot clock was running down. Bravo to Ekpe Udoh. Good closeout by Datome. And he forces the travel. And then Bogdanović helps his Serbian national team teammate to his feet. Well, here's the release by Jenkins. That's a thing of beauty. You wonder there was a little contact between Datome's feet and Simonovic's feet. Simonović can consider himself unlucky that he committed the traveling violation. Just the 4th turnover for Crvena Zvezda. What a block by Deon Thompson. Here goes Dixon. Rides the bump of Jenkins. And then Thompson sends it into the second row. Deon Thompson, look at this. Impeccable timing. Right into the expensive seats. Dixon. Bogdanović. Dixon. Oh, Dixon, great movement to open up the 3. Just wouldn't fall for him. Good break by Zvezda. 3 from Jenkins. It's bookend corner 3-pointers by Charles Jenkins on good transition basketball here. What a great pass by Dangubić. And Jenkins knocks down the 3. Well, this has the fans on their feet. Udoh, Dixon, Slukas will try his hand at a 3. That's just off the mark. Simonović with the rebound. Well, Bogdanović makes sure that Jenkins doesn't get a clean look this time. And Dangubić steps up. This draws a timeout from Coach Obradović. It's been an outstanding start by Crvena Zvezda to commence the second half. And on the strength of that jump shot by Dangubić, Zvezda open up their largest lead of the game. Well, you can see the fans really capturing the atmosphere here. Look at that. Everybody's on their feet. All the way up to the rafters. And there's a vote for Simonović. Here's a look at the scoreline. First quarter, it was honors even. Nothing in it but 2 points in the second quarter. But an 8-2 run here by Crvena Zvezda has them up. And smiles right there from the fans. But it's early doors yet. Fenerbahce fans certainly won't give up hope. And this is a Fenerbahce team which is full of talented and experienced players. They won't be fazed by this purple patch here from the team known as Red Star. Here's Slukas. Gets it over the timeline. Dixon to the Tome. Great defense, smothering defense by Crvena Zvezda. All the way around the horn to Bogdanović. He left it short. Jovic rises for the rebound. Pass ahead. Simonovic lays it up and in. What great vision by Stefan Jovic. The long pass down the floor. Opens up Superman. And he lays it up and in. Simonovic has got 10. To Tome. Reverses to Slukas. Dixon in the corner. Look how the Crvena Zvezda players close out. To Tome. Can he settle the nerves of Fenerbahce? He can. Well, great scrambling defense by Crvena Zvezda, but equally good recognition by Fener as they keep moving the ball to the open man. Jovic behind the back to Thompson. Line drive shot off the mark. Slukas fouled by Stefan Jovic. Just a second personal foul on Jovic. That lady there's got her red glasses on to support the team. The red specs for the Red Star. Jenkins will step out and get a break. In comes Guduric. Vesely reports in for Fenerbahce. Bogdanović with a step-back three. That's good. Well, plenty of fight left in Fenerbahce. Look at Bogdanović oozing confidence. Just his second game after a long layoff. Bogdanović has 9. The reverse layup gathered by Vesely. Check that. Bogdanović has 12. Vesely now with a size advantage inside. And Guduric nothing to do but to commit the foul. He gets exposed here in a low post. Marko Guduric stands just 1.96 m. Jan Vesely 2.13 m. So Simonovic steps over to guard Vesely. You know, Simonovic is such an asset. He can guard any number of 4 positions on the floor. He's going to be undersized here with Vesely. Slukas, top of the key, deep three, short. Batted around, who's got it? Branko Lazic comes up with it for Crvena Zvezda. Thompson sets the high screen. Udoh now has to guard Jovic. Jovic will pull the trigger on a three. It's good. Well, the two-man game there by Jovic forces Udoh to come out and guard in the perimeter. And Jovic threads the three. Slukas, his pass intended for Udoh. Bodies on the floor. It's Branko Lazic and Bogdanović hustle for the loose ball. And that is the possession arrow. Here's the loose ball. And every basketball player in the world will tell you, when there's a ball on the floor, you got to dive on it. Stefan Jovic's three. He has 5 points this evening. And the alternating possession goes to Fenerbahce. So sideline ball. Now, as Fenerbahce retain possession, the shot clock stays at 3.3. It stays at whatever it was. So not much time to operate here. Over the top on the back screen. Slukas' runner, got it. Oh, great execution of the sideline out of bounds by Fenerbahce. They will have gone through that play many, many times during training. Gudurić lines up the three, no good. Lazic keeps it alive to give Red Star another possession. Simonovic slips the screen. Skip pass. Lazic had to get it up quick. Couldn't come down with it. Left it short. Vesely exchanges with Bogdanović. Just great defense by Branko Lazic as he's trying to suffocate Bogdanović. Now Bogdanović can consider himself lucky here. I thought initially the foul was against him. Let's see if we can see it. There's a push by Bogdanović. I could see, you can see that going the other way. Of course, the referee's got a much better angle than we do, and we have the benefit of instant replay. But I think Bogdanović can consider himself a very lucky player. Lazic stays glued to Bogdanović. Bogdanović in a double team. And now the scales of justice swing back to Branko Lazic, who causes the travel. I always think Bogdan Bogdanović looks like a young Liam Neeson. I know you think I'm crazy now. Well, the travel violation, the turnover against Fenerbahce. Just their 4th turnover. And just 5 turnovers for Crvena Zvezda, just showing you the high quality of this game. Both teams looking after the basketball. Mitrovic in. Jovic right down Main Street and lays it up and in. An easy 2 for Stefan Jovic. Jovic now with 7. And Crvena Zvezda lead by 7. This is their largest lead of the second half. Tatomi buys a foul here. It's a wry smile for Marko Gudurić. See if we can see it. Here's Tatomi. Tatomi just going to clean himself out. And what it is, anytime you put your hands on an offensive player defensively, you invite a foul call. You can use what we call your arm bar. You can use your forearm if you keep it inside the cylinder of your body. But once you touch a player with your hand, it could be a push until the referees invariably will call that. You can see Fenerbahce without any team fouls yet. Crvena Zvezda are in the penalty. Usually that brings up head coaches who start talking about foul counts when that happens. Some pressure up the floor by Fenerbahce. And the press effectively takes 8 seconds off the shot clock. Jovic. And Slukas. Well, Slukas has to be smarter here. Now, Fenerbahce have done such a good job with the pressure to whittle seconds off the shot clock. And then Slukas commits a foul with 7 seconds. There's a good basketball adage, never commit a foul when there's less than 10 on the shot clock. Just shows you, even a veteran like Slukas, sometimes players make mental errors. Gudurić now. He's going to test the defense of Ekpe Udoh. And Udoh equal to the task. Great block by Udoh. Look at the hustle of Kuzmic, who can't keep it alive. But it's the length of Ekpe Udoh who comes up with the block shot. And for Udoh, this is his 3rd block shot. It shows you why he is first in the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague in block shots this season, with just over 2 blocks per game. Vesely runs into a wall, and it's an offensive foul call against Jan Vesely. Just the 1st team foul against Fener. And Vesely, who is a very mobile center, it is one of his strengths, but great defense here by Luka Mitrovic. The contact right in the center of the chest of the defensive player. That's as good a defense as you will see. Jovic. Oh, the pass from Mitrovic intended for Lazic. Lazic applauds his teammate. It was a good idea. The execution just slightly off. And you can see these knowledgeable Serbian fans who really know their basketball. Give Mitrovic a round of applause. Good vision, just couldn't execute the pass. And just the 6th turnover against Crvena Zvezda. Slukas trying to reduce the arrears. Got it! Kostas Slukas. That 3 brings Fenerbahce to within 2 with less than a minute to play here in the 3rd quarter. Kalinic gets locked up with Kuzmic. You're going to see Kalinic now. He's going to bump into the screen, and he holds on to Kuzmic, and you really can't do that. You see the 3 here from Kalinic. I beg your pardon, from Slukas. Kalinic hangs on to Kuzmic so he can't get to the basket, and that's a foul. Speaking of getting to the basket, Kuzmic missed the lay-in. A quick release by Crvena Zvezda. That will give them a 2-for-1 here as we wind down the 3rd quarter. Fener with a chance to draw level. Touch pass into Udoh. His mid-range jump shot off the window and good. Old school from Ekpe. Udoh with the bank shot. And now, Crvena Zvezda. What should be their last possession of the quarter. Good defense by Slukas as he tips it out of bounds. 9 seconds on the shot clock here for Red Star. Jenkins will come in as an offensive substitute. He'll replace Mitrovic. And this will give an extra shooter on the floor here for Crvena Zvezda. Jenkins has 12 points. He's 2 for 3 from behind the arc. Jovic in the lane, the teardrop. Won't fall, the tip in by Kuzmic. Great hustle by Kuzmic. Now can Fener respond? What a steal, it's on the way. Oh, the heave and hope just off the mark. What a dramatic end to the 3rd quarter. As Lazic comes up with a steal and then almost buys his team a basket. Well, cue the dancing girls at the end of the quarter. Here's your score at the end of 3. Crvena Zvezda 61, Fenerbahce 59. Well, highlights from the 3rd quarter, and this game has just seesawed back and forth. Momentarily, Crvena Zvezda took a lead in this one by as many as 7, but Fenerbahce refused to go away. Charles Jenkins made bookend corner 3-pointers, and some great sharing of the basketball by Crvena Zvezda led to that easy 2 for Marko Simonovic. 15 assists for Crvena Zvezda, 17 assists for Fenerbahce as Bogdanović started to get things going. He has 12. And just a high-quality basketball game in this one. We've been delighted to be part of it. Stay with us for the final 10 minutes as we try to separate these 2 teams. They can't shake free of each other. They met back in round 11. When Fenerbahce won by 15, it's a different story now. Both teams trying to secure a coveted win in this new format of the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague in round 17. Look at the assists right there in the center of that graphic. 17 for Fenerbahce, 15 for Crvena Zvezda. Any team would be pleased with over 20 assists throughout a game. And it just shows you how well coached these teams are, how well-oiled they are, and it shows you the array of talent that they have. You know, it's one thing to be able to pass the ball around. It's quite another to be able to pass the ball around and find somebody who can score it. Crvena Zvezda start the fourth and final quarter here with Kuzmić, Simonović, Walters, Jenkins, and Lazić. Walters, top of the key. Finds space off the screen. Shot just too strong. And Vesely gathers the rebound for Fener. Fener start with Vesely, Slukas, Bogdanović, Udoh, and Nikola Kalinic. Ekpe Udoh now in the mid post. Gets in the lane, runs into Kuzmić, kicks it. Slukas, a reverse layup, nifty finish by Kostas Slukas. Slukas with 7. Nobody in foul trouble on the floor for Fenerbahce. Lazić dispossessed by Bogdanović. Might have got away with one, Bogdanović. I think the local fans think there was a bit of contact there. Bogdanović rises for his 3. That's too strong. Jenkins with the long rebound. He proceeds slowly here for Red Star. We call this a drag screen here when Kuzmić, who offers himself as a screener in what is a secondary break. Crvena Zvezda are not in a set play, but Kuzmić just sets a screen. Look at Kalinic with the scarecrow impersonation. Of course, it's a foul. He hangs on to Kuzmić. And now he's getting a talking to here by the German official. Referees don't like it when players remonstrate. So I think the referee just telling Kalinic to put his arms down. Simonović slides along the baseline. His shot rattles the rim off the mark. Kuzmić with the offensive rebound. And he's fouled inside by Jan Vesely. Kuzmić in that, what we call the rebounding triangle. Draws the foul on Vesely. Kuzmić will toe the line for his 2 free throws. Bogdan Kuzmić, first free throw of the evening. Kuzmić, a good free throw shooter throughout this season, averaging 71%. Oftentimes, those big guys struggle from the charity stripe, so good shooting from Kuzmić. Dixon in the game now for Fener. Here's Vesely now with the size advantage against Simonović. Simonović just digging in to defend. Vesely trying to find space. Will it count? Simonović trying to appeal for a foul on the floor. And Simonović just walling up, moving his feet, holding his ground. And then with the right hand, he just reached in. And so Vesely will take his turn at the free throw line. Jan Vesely with 4 points this evening, his first trip to the line. Jan Vesely, a Czech international, in his 5th season in the EuroLeague. That's Peter Antic on the left, who hasn't played tonight. Tommy on the right. Vesely leaves the second free throw on the table. Walters lost it. Walters was trying to leave the ball for Simonović. And the 2 players just got their wires crossed up. So the 6th turnover against Crvena Zvezda. Second for Walters. Vesely again trying to exploit this mismatch. The jump hook rims out. That's a good option from Fener. Vesely just missed the interior shot. Walters, his shot blocked. It's Udoh again. I'm not sure if it was a shot or a pass, but great defense by Udoh. Slukas, hook pass. Udoh, extra pass. Kalinic in the corner. Good. Well, beautiful basketball by Fenerbahce. Everybody touched it in that possession. And they just continue to find the open man. The sleight of hand from Dixon. Kalinic does the rest. Well, here's the score line. You can see that third quarter, 17 points each. The first quarter was even. Neither team can shake free from their opponent tonight. Coach Radonic not happy there with the defense of Ognjen Kuzmic. Kuzmic, the leading scorer for Crvena Zvezda. He has 14. Jenkins has 12. Simonovic with 10 for Fenerbahce. Bogdanović with 12, Datomi with 16, and Udoh with 12 points. And Antic is dressed as if he could play tonight, but he hasn't played any part yet for Fenerbahce. And Fenerbahce extend their defense up the floor here with some man pressure. Jovic at the point here for Crvena Zvezda. They trail by 2. Kuzmic buried, finds Jenkins. Jenkins, Simonovic. That shot blocked by Vesely. Pass ahead to Vesely. Hang on to your hat. Oh, Jan Vesely with a sensational passage of play. Great defense. And then he's rewarded with the dunk as Vesely closed out the shot from Simonovic. Fener lead by 4. Simonovic, blocked from behind. The second block in less than a minute by Vesely. Well, Vesely showing his athleticism and length. Now, his left-handed hook's no good. Udoh keeps it alive. And finally, Crvena Zvezda grab the rebound. Delightful bounce pass! Thank you very much from Kuzmic. Well, the bounce pass is the scoring pass. And Kuzmic with a thunder dunk. Great defense by Jenkins. It'll be a turnover against Slukas. The 7th turnover against Fenerbahce. The 3rd against Slukas. And there's the great play by Vesely. And then he does chin-ups on the rim. Oh, great bounce pass to Simonovic, who cuts back door on the baseline and reverses the lay-in. Simonovic now with 12. And again, another touch to Vesely. Can't score over Simonovic. And now, it's Crvena Zvezda's chance to try and re-establish the lead. going to get a technical here on Coach Obradović. He feels that Vesely was fouled. And you know what, this is really good officiating because the officials give the technical foul, and then the lead official comes over just to allow the coach to have his say. This is where the coach and the referee agree to disagree. But it's a nice touch by the lead referee. He's just acknowledging to the coach how important the game is and allowing the coach to maybe vent some frustrations. Jovic just inside the arc. No good. Kuzmic tips it to Simonovic. Kuzmic sets the high ball screen. Jovic, his shot no good. Kuzmic with the offensive rebound. The second effort it goes. And Ognjen Kuzmic with 16 points and 7 rebounds. This foul against Stefan Jovic. That's his third. Does Coach Radonjic leave him in the game here? There's the reaching foul. And Jovic knows about it. So sideline ball here for Dixon with a 16 on the shot clock. Stefan Jovic with those 3 fouls. He stays in the game momentarily. No substitutes coming to the scorer's table. Kalinic along the baseline. He's swallowed up. And back come Red Star. Jovic wants the horn set. Another ball screen from Kuzmic. Simonovic, he'll probe on the dribble drive. He'll get in the lane. And an offensive foul call against Simonovic. As 2 bodies are on the floor, Datome and Dixon. You be the judge now. I think Dixon's got pretty good position. You know, it's a matter of where the contact is sometimes. Certainly Dixon had rooted himself to the floor and established good position, but if the contact is on the shoulder, then often the referees will call it a defensive block. Didn't really get a good look there in the instant replay. But either way, good defense by Dixon is putting his body on the line. Kalinic slides a bounce pass inside to Udoh. And Ekpe Udoh goes to work. Udoh with 14. You wonder now, does Bjelica have a role to play just to give Crvena Zvezda some length defensively? We've got a foul here on Kuzmic with a moving screen. And so the game's knotted up at 69 each. Fenerbahce with a chance to get their noses in front. Inside again. Udoh spins on Kuzmic. Out to Kalinic, the high arching shot. Strikes the rim. Here's Jenkins, directing traffic at the top of the key. Well, he dribbles it off his foot. Dangubic picks up the loose ball. Shot clock at 5. Dangubic with the hesitation dribble and the runner. No good. Every possession critical now. Just over 2 minutes to play. Dixon lays it up and in. Bobby Dixon just glides to the basket, finds space, and lays it up and in. And Fener now lead by 2. For Dixon, that's his 7th point. And fans, here's tonight's 7 Days magic moment. It's the closeout in the block by Jan Vesely. And then the authoritative finish for Marko Simonovic. He's got to see this twice because his shot was blocked. And then he has to hustle back on defense as Vesely finishes off the play. Outstanding effort by the Czech international. Well, Vesely with 7 points and 3 block shots. Just under his average, but still a good contribution by Vesely. 4 rebounds to add to that. As Coach Radonjic wants a timeout to talk things over here as we play out the last couple of minutes in what has been an enthralling game of basketball. Fenerbahce will once again extend their defense down the floor. It's just a passive man-to-man. So the Crvena Zvezda players will clear out, let Jenkins attack Dixon with the ball. It's all about concentration and execution now. Who can hold their nerve? Kuzmic can't get it. Good defense by Udoh. Jovic on the dribble drive. The reverse layup, no good. And great block out by Nikola Kalinic as he kept Bogdan Kuzmic off the boards. Those little things go a long way. Bogdanović comes back to get it from Dixon. Udoh trying to find Dixon. Can't. Udoh is going to drive at Kuzmic. Shot clock running down. Udoh, the jump hook. Got it! Ekpe Udoh with a big-time basket. With the shot clock running down. The big man goes at Kuzmic and nets the deuce. Kuzmic and one! Well, here's Jenkins, the little bounce pass. And Bogdanović with the foul. Kuzmic will step to the line. He has a chance to bring Crvena Zvezda to within a point. Kuzmic with 20 points on the evening. 8 rebounds. And makes the free throw. Bogdanović on the wing. Bogdanović, his pass intended for Udoh, who touched it last. Well, the referee's on shore. They're going to look at each other, and we're going to go to the television monitor. The 3 referees hesitated to make the call. And the way referees will do this is if the baseline referee doesn't know, he won't signal. He'll look to his partner. The trail referee didn't know. And so the lead official now goes over to the monitor. Well, we couldn't really tell there from that angle, could we? Whoa, hard to tell. Did Ekpe Udoh get the last touch? Well, this is critical. And the fans, they've been on their feet the whole night. They've really added to this spectacle. The Aleksandar Nikolić Arena seats 5,878 fans. It used to be called the Pioneer Hall. And as I mentioned earlier, in 1977, it hosted the EuroLeague final as Maccabi Tel Aviv defeated Varese of Italy. Speaking of Italians, there's Gigi Datome. Now, if the refs aren't sure, last touch by Udoh. Critical possession now. And Fenerbahce have got a foul to give. Crvena Zvezda are in the penalty. Keep an eye on all these little things as we wind down this game. Fener lead by 1. defense by Dixon to deny the ball to Jenkins. Jovic on the left hand! And he is fouled by Kalinic. Stefan Jovic will step to the line now. There's the bump and the rub. It's a good call. The presence of mind by Jovic to get the ball up on the rim. Stefan Jovic, 71% free throw shooter. He missed it. Well, you want your guards, especially your point guards, to get up in the 80, 90% from the line. Now this one, all of a sudden, the rim looks a lot smaller. The first one's easy. The second one now, he's got to make this to knot it up at 73. Got it. Good character by Jovic. And we've got a timeout here by Coach Obradović. And Stefan Jovic now with 8 points on the night. Here's a look at team foul, individual fouls. So Nanali, number 21 for Fener, had those 3 in the first half, and he's basically been excluded from this game. Nikola Kalinic with 4. He's not going to worry about foul trouble now. At this stage, you just play. You don't worry about picking up your 5th because you got to do a job for the team. And we're bringing you images from earlier tonight. What a fantastic game of basketball we've been treated to. And certainly those fans who are lucky enough to get tickets will remember this one. All part of the spectacle of the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague. Here's Kuzmic with his 21 points. He has 8 rebounds, so close to a double-double. Well above his average. And look at Udoh and Datome. Everybody performing to the top level now. Well, let's just think through the game here. We'll see how Crvena Zvezda are going to play this. Obradović with the timeout. They will advance the ball. Fener will advance the ball into their quarter court. And the fans really going to get involved now. Sideline ball, there's your score. 73 each. Now, Crvena Zvezda do not have a foul to give. Actually, neither team do. So next foul sends a free throw shooter to the line. And with 43 seconds left, each team should get a possession. Overtime looms. Kalinic all by himself. Let's fly with a 3. The shot's off the mark. And now, the quick shot from Fenerbahce. They'll get one more attempt as we have a 10-second differential between shot clock and game clock. So Fener go for a 2-for-1. Now, less than 10 on the shot clock. Jenkins comes back to get it. Jenkins trying to break down Kalinic. It's a 2 of it. Goes! Charles Jenkins strings it. Well, Jenkins puts Crvena Zvezda up by 2. And now the chess match begins. Just inside the arc. Jenkins lost the handle, but he knocks down the 2. And he sends the crowd into raptures here in the Aleksandar Nikolić Hall. For Jenkins, he has 14 points on the night. Now the question becomes, if you're Crvena Zvezda, do you foul and send a Fenerbahce player to the free throw line so they can't get a 3 to win it? Here's where the chess match begins. And so the teams now, as you look at the quarter by quarter, look at that. Every quarter even, except the second. Just 2 points in the second quarter. And those are the telling points that decide the difference between the two teams so far. Now, the question is, as we get a look at the clock, do Crvena Zvezda come out and commit a foul? They've got 12 seconds left. A foul sends a free throw shooter to the line with a chance to tie it. Will Crvena Zvezda dig in and try to defend? Bogdanović comes back to get it. Bogdanović under pressure. Slukas inside to Udoh. Udoh attacks the rack! And Ekpe Udoh can't convert! Crvena Zvezda will win it here at home! The crowd goes crazy! The Crvena Zvezda players embrace one another. And what a wonderful advertisement for the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague. Ognian Kuzmic, did he block the last shot as Udoh tried to convert the reverse layup? Well, there's the answer to the question. Crvena Zvezda say, we're not going to foul, we're going to dig in and defend. And look at the scenes here in the Aleksandar Nikolić Hall. Here's the last play. Udoh goes to the reverse side of the rim, and it's a block. A block by Kuzmic to decide it. Kuzmic tracks Udoh, rises, and perfect timing by Ognian Kuzmic to block the shot. Would you believe it's his only block of the night? Wow, what fantastic scenes here in Belgrade. Here's your final score. Crvena Zvezda win by 2 in round 17, 75-73. Well, I did mention in my opening comments that this is a formidable venue to come to as a visiting team. And at home this season, Crvena Zvezda improved their record to 6-3 at home. They improved their record to 9-8 overall. As for Fenerbahce, they will drop to 10-7. Just shows you how hard this league is this year, this new format of the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague. And there's one of the heroes, Kuzmic, who's embraced by the new man, Dion Thompson. And the fans, as you can well imagine, have not left the arena. They may very well be here for a little while. And as the celebrations take place here in this arena, it tells a lot of stories, this arena. And they are a difficult team to play against, our Crvena Zvezda, when they play here in their spiritual home. Well, Charles Jenkins had 14 points. There he is. He had the winning basket. Ognian Kuzmic had 21 points. Marko Simonovic had 12. So those three players in double digits. As we get a look at the player of the game, the Adidas player of the game. And it's that man there, Ognian Kuzmic, who was influential early on with scores inside at 8 points in the first quarter. But it was his defense in the end, which was the decider in this one. Kuzmic finishes with 21 points, 8 rebounds, and wait for it, 1 block shot. Here it is against Ekpe Udoh, the man who leads the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague in blocks.
Bogdan, congratulations. What a game. First victory ever against Fenerbahce.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big win for us. But I think we don't have time to celebrate that. We have to get ready already for Sunday to play against Krka here. So it's nice to win. I mean, because it's a big win for us. Every game in EuroLeague, it's a big win for us.
How do you feel? You scored 21 points, 8 points.
I mean, I feel good. Just what's important is to win. So whoever scores doesn't matter, just to win.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
The sentiments there of our man of the match, Ognian Kuzmic. Doesn't matter who scores, just as long as we win. And historic win for Crvena Zvezda tonight. Coming into tonight's game, they had yet to win against Fenerbahce. They were 0-5 in the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague, stretching back to 2000. Well, they won tonight. It will delight all of those fans there. As you can see, all of the seats are still full. And the fans just drinking in the atmosphere. Look at the teams with the turnovers, 12 and 10. That's perfect. A decided advantage to Crvena Zvezda on the rebounding, battle of the boards. And teams with close to 20 assists. It just shows you how high a caliber a game this was. Three-point shooting of Crvena Zvezda, a little bit low, but not bad. And now we bring you highlights from what will prove to be a classic. And let me just change that. Instead, we're going to bring you, oh, there it is. It is the highlights. We're also going to try and get you some comments from the coaches tonight, especially the winning coach, Coach Bogdanović. Kuzmic with his 21 points. And spare a thought, too, for Fenerbahce, who played outstanding in this game. They were paced and scoring by Ekpe Udoh with 16 points. Bogdanović had 12 points in a homecoming for him. And Gigi Ditome also with 16 points in what would be a losing effort for Fenerbahce. Remember, this is a Fenerbahce team that have been to back-to-back Final Fours. And so they are a outstanding opponent, which just tells you how sweet the win is. Here's the winning shot now for Jenkins. A 2. And then here is the telling bit of defense by Ognjen Kuzmic. The block to secure the win for Crvena Zvezda. And now the sentiments of Coach Bogdanović.
Mr. Radonjić, first of all, congratulations. Huge victory against Fenerbahce, first victory against Turkish team in EuroLeague. Against this team.
A very hard game from the beginning. I talk about first half. Now, second half we played good defense. In the end of the game, we played points. We played very good in defense, very smart in offense. Made some important points and good defense in last Fenerbahce offense, and big success, of course.
Thank you very much.
He looks like a coach right now who's been stunned. His team, he can be very, very proud of his team, can Coach Bogdanović, as they secured their first ever victory in the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague against Fenerbahce. Well, you can see the scenes here in the arena. I think the fans are imploring the players to come back out of the changing room. And here's how things stand right now. Crvena Zvezda climb up one spot to 7th. They rise to 9 and 8. And Fenerbahce drop a position to 5th. They fall to 10 and 7. Fans, remember, the top 8 teams advance to the playoff stages, and look how tight it is. Any of those teams down to Unix Kazan could still get themselves in the playoff position. Well, for me, Liam Canny, it is good night. Thank you for joining us here from Belgrade. It's been round 17 action in the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague. And join us tomorrow for continuing coverage of the continent of Europe's premier basketball competition.